Hi, Eric. I want to ask you a couple of questions. Could you stop for a second?
That's Hopkins Airport Deputy Commissioner Eric Turner, not slowing down to answer my questions about his professional background. Turner, hired in 2013 as the airport's maintenance manager in charge of custodial services, beat out 5 others for the job at a salary of $70,000.
I'd like to talk to you about your qualifications.
I'm Scott Taylor, 19 Action News. That's accused child beater Crystal Anderson playing the old paper in the face to avoid our cameras. Crystal, it never works.
How do you leave a 4-year-old alone in a bathtub?
I'm not talking to you.
We all know LeBron James is bigger than life, so it wasn't a shock to me when he refused to face my questions and our cameras.
At the end of the day, I think the film is really about friendship and dreams.
Chris Bellman, who's from Akron, said, Scott, I'll call you back. I guess he's gone all Hollywood because I'm still waiting. Get a load of Randy Mims. He got involved to help resolve the issue. He's LeBron's personal assistant and best friend. He wouldn't talk to me, so I had to track him down at a recent Cavs game. Hey, Randy, I'm Scott Taylor at 19 Action News. I wanted to ask you why you haven't returned Jamie Zook's items yet.
I don't know anything you're talking about.
Not true. Randy's email dated September 16th, 2008. Hi, Jamie. I work with LeBron, and I'm trying to resolve the issue. I've got emails between you and Jamie Zook about items that LeBron, Chris Bellman took from Spring Hill Apartments. Can we talk about it? Could you check it out and get back to me? There he is, Chris Perez, the multi-million-dollar all-star reliever for your Cleveland Indians, walking into Rocky River Municipal Court with his wife Melanie to face 1 count each of a misdemeanor drug abuse charge. On Monday, Chris pitched a scoreless inning with a strikeout in a loss to the Detroit Tigers. Right now, he's refusing to answer a simple question. People would call you a role model. Could you explain to the kids how in the world you would have marijuana sent to your house or mailed to your house? Last month, police say 2 packages containing marijuana were mailed to Chris's house from the West Coast. A postal worker noticed a marijuana smell, so officials did an undercover delivery and executed a search warrant at Chris's pad. Chris and Melanie end up being charged and posed for these mugshots. Just want to give you a chance to explain why in the world you would have marijuana mailed to your house. I wanted to know why you're not returning my phone calls. Why not? Why don't you want to talk to us if you're doing everything right? Can you explain to me why this door is wide open and you don't have any security? I tried to videotape the plan in Clyde. Whirlpool Security made it clear they didn't want me near the place.
Just let them continue?
Well, you can't stop us.
Just stay out there watching. Make sure they don't go on Whirlpool property.
Were you going to put us in handcuffs and try to cart us away, sir? Federal EPA Director Lisa Jackson has no idea what's happening in Clyde, Ohio. Are you familiar with Clyde, Ohio, and the 36 kids who are dying from cancer and the 6 who are already dead? Are you familiar with Clyde, Ohio?
I have never been to Clyde, sir.
So you're not familiar with Clyde, Ohio at all, and the cancer cluster that's there?
No, but we're happy to speak to you off camera.
I caught up to Jackson as she toured Moen World Headquarters in North Olmsted. Moen is the 2010 EPA WaterSense Partner of the Year. Quite an accomplishment. I tried to talk to Director Jackson one-on-one, informing her PR machine we had questions concerning the Clyde Cancer Cluster. They said no, so we asked some tough questions in Moen's press conference and in the hall. Sadly, Jackson had no idea what we were talking about. Would you be willing to meet with the parents of these kids?
We certainly will have an EPA representative meet with the parents of these kids.
But would you be willing to meet with them?
Yes, but I think it would be great if they would meet with one of my employees in the regional office.
They've gone to Washington, D.C. at least 2 or 3 times.
Okay, then I'm happy to meet with them.
Great. Thank you. Terrific. You have a great day.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Can we, you know what, we've got a couple of things going on right now. Scott, this is a private.
Hold it. That's Whirlpool CEO Jeff Fettig's PR machine quickly building a wall of silence in the lobby of a downtown Detroit hotel between their $12 million man and 19 Action News.
This is a private. We have an event here. We have an event here right now.
You don't have to push me.
There'll be an opportunity
Jeff, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Don't
Why are you walking away from me?
this.
A few minutes later, Whirlpool tossed me out of the hotel.
Well, 19 Action News was the first to break the extreme case of animal abuse at a cattle ranch in Texas.
Workers killing calves with pickaxes and hammers. Now, investigator Scott Taylor is back with another exclusive on this investigation that has captured worldwide attention.
In my hands, viewers sounding off about our investigation. They are pouring in from all over the world. My story up on YouTube has already gotten almost 12,000 hits. Now, my sources say the criminal investigation into this wicked case of animal abuse is just about wrapped up. It doesn't get any worse than this. Calves being attacked with blows to the head with pickaxes and hammers. My sources tell me the criminal investigation by the Castro County Sheriff's Office in Texas has just wrapped up into the E6 Cattle Company ranch. Investigators are focusing in on employees who viciously subjected these animals to torture you don't wish on your worst enemy. Hidden cameras caught it all, and Mercy for Animals handed the video over to me to show the world. The ranch buys calves from dairy farms all over the nation and then sells them back to dairy farmers, including those in the Midwest, to produce the milk you drink. Thousands of calves call the E6 ranch home. After seeing this extreme video, you responded. Julie from Boise, Idaho says, Scott, do not allow any of those people to ever be around animals again. Cynthia from Chagrin Falls says, thanks, Scott, for your backbone and guts for airing the horrific abuse of farm animals. Lynn from Victoria, Australia writes, I am constantly amazed at the cruelty that occurs in U.S. industrialized farming. Well, a district attorney in Texas will have the sheriff's investigation on his desk in the morning for possible criminal charges against the idiots on the cattle ranch. You gotta love that. Scott Taylor, 19 Action News.
A 15-year-old teenage girl from Brooklyn who was missing for 23 days is now at the center of a second criminal investigation.
Our Scott Taylor has a video confession from a family friend which will turn this case of a missing girl found upside down.
We've discovered a disturbing relationship that occurred inside the home of a 15-year-old Brooklyn, Ohio girl before she went missing last month. After a 23-day nationwide search, which included a mention by actor Nicolas Cage and Nancy Grace, she was found in Missouri by the FBI. A 41-year-old man discovered with her has been arrested. The teen, who we will no longer identify, told investigators she was held captive by the man. Now, 23-year-old Zach Ramsey from Cleveland is confessing to me he had a previous sexual relationship with the teen before she vanished.
Me and we did have a relationship at one point, but it was very brief. I realized that I was too old and I was doing something wrong, so I just basically ended it. So it was just wrong, so I stopped.
Zach Ramsey is the son of Britt Ramsey, who is the fiancé of the teen's mother.
I was actually really happy to find out that she was found because I don't want nothing bad to happen to her.
Sources tell me that investigators informed the teen's family of the consensual but illegal sexual relationship between Zach Ramsey and the teen after detectives discovered the two of them kissing on a post on Facebook. In Ohio, the age of consent is 16. If an adult engages in sexual activity with someone younger, you can be criminally charged. Some prison sentences can reach up to 50 years, and you have to register as a sex offender. So you had a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old?
Yes, sir.
Did you know going into it that it was wrong?
Yes, sir. And I wasn't thinking at first, and that's what made me stop.
When the teen went missing, Zach offered to help find her and says he had nothing to do with her disappearance.
I was helping my dad try to see what I could do to help find her. And after my dad found out that me and her had a relationship, it just went down south from there.
Cleveland 19 contacted the Brooklyn Police Department about Zach Ramsey's video confession. Police Chief Scott Melke says the case is still under investigation. So far, no charges. They're waiting to speak with the teen again and other agencies that are involved.
I shouldn't have done it. It was a stupid decision, and it should have just not happened in the first place.
In Brooklyn, Scott Taylor, Cleveland 19. The feds now say Dan Weaver, the director of the county's Information Services Center, was bribing County Auditor Frank Russo, giving Frank several hundreds of dollars a pop several times a year over a 3-year period. Russo appointed Weaver to the job.
Blame it on the
Last May, in an exclusive 19 Action News investigation, I confronted Weaver over his investment in Fat Little Buddies, a bar in Olmsted Township. 19 Action News Undercover caught him working at the bar along with his best friend and business partner, Joe O'Malley, who had already pled guilty to unrelated corruption charges. In my investigation, I uncovered that Dan recommended Joe for county contracts, that Joe was awarded, and paid Joe almost $200,000.
Was Fat Little Buddies like a safety net for you, just in case things went really wrong?
You know what it is right now is, you keep mentioning it's good advertising for us.
The Ohio Ethics Commission says public employees can't use their positions to award contracts or money to their business associates. The commission is now aware of my investigation.
How is that a conflict to the taxpayers?
Because you know there's a state ethics law that says that you can't do business, give taxpayers money to business partners. You can't do that, right?
And you figured this out. There's 200 FBI agents running around this county. They didn't have any problem with it, but you cracked this case? Come on, this is ridiculous.
The result of my investigation got Weaver and O'Malley tossed into our Hall of Shame. Now the feds believe they have the goods on Weaver too.